Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, the appeal hearing for Central Maine Power's Corridor project began yesterday. We'll hear from both sides of the aisle.
Plus, we'll hear from a local historical society that is concerned for its continuance as its volunteer staff is aging out.
And false campaign signs for Troy Jackson have been popping up. We'll hear why he's responded to them as, quote, a low blow by the GOP. Some more local news right now.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Joe Cortez. Thanks for joining us on the final hour here of Good Morning Maine. We have a lot of things to get to. Pet of the week, a lot of things that are happening around our local area, including the beautiful summer temperatures.
I know, it's looking lovely, but Devin Biggs has the full forecast.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, we have a small area of the state under a small crowd advisory that's going to be lasting until about 10 p.m. this evening. Some higher surf will be possible for those areas, which is why that's been issued. Otherwise, though, it's the heat, the southwestern corner of the state under a heat advisory, and that'll last until 8 p.m. this evening when things start to cool off a little bit. But for now, though, we're looking pretty decent out there, though. We're going to stay dry for most of the day under a partly cloudy sky, watching out for strong and possibly severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon to the evening period as well, as this variable pressure right about in here moves from the west to the east, a strong area right about in here. So once we get this through, we'll need to keep an eye on this, so this will cause some trouble for us in a few areas tonight. So Futurecast showing any fog this morning getting out of here. There's that chance for strong to severe thunderstorms late afternoon, about 4, 5, 6 o'clock. We'll start seeing that moving in. Then, of course, by around later this evening, we'll start seeing some of that tapering off. But again, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning into the afternoon period, overall becoming partly cloudy, getting very warm, temperatures in the upper 80s. The storms are right by the late afternoon to the evening time frame. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Devin, thank you.
First up this morning, Maine State Police are investigating a homicide involving a teenage girl in Mount Vernon. State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss says on Monday, around 6 p.m., a mother returned to her home and discovered her 14-year-old daughter deceased. The State Police Major Crimes Unit was called in to investigate.
Moss says evidence technicians and detectives worked into the early morning hours looking for evidence and conducting interviews. The Chief Medical Examiner's office has ruled this death a homicide.
Kennebec County deputies and state troopers searched the greater Kennebec County area looking for a red 2010 Chevy Impala with a Maine Support Wildlife registration plate of 510 AVW after the mother discovered the vehicle was missing from the driveway. Officers located the vehicle Tuesday morning in Wayne. Detectives would like to speak with anyone who may have seen the car Monday evening or Tuesday morning. Anyone with information is asked to call State Police at 624-7076.
The U.S. Marshals Service Violent Offender Task Force has arrested 35-year-old Raymond Lester of Portland, who was wanted in connection with a fatal hit and run in Acadia National Park earlier this summer. Lester was wanted by Maine State Police on a warrant issued on June 21st for one count of murder. 35-year-old Nicole McKemmy died in the hit-and-run incident just days before near the Schoodic Education and Research Center in Winter Harbor. Police had asked for the public's help in locating the vehicle they believed to be involved, which was registered to Raymond Lester. Now, police say he had been in a relationship with McKemmy. Lester was also being sought out on a federal warrant for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. Investigators in Maine learned that Lester had fled the U.S. and was in Cancun, Mexico. Mexican authorities, in collaboration with the Marshal Service, took Lester into custody Monday evening without incident. Lester has been transferred back to Maine, according to authorities.
In a related story, a disturbing trend is taking shape as Maine is set to match the homicide record of this year. According to the Attorney General's office, the state has seen 18 homicide cases, with the modern record being 31 set in 2008. The AG says of those 18 cases, one was labeled a juvenile homicide and another was a manslaughter. Most of the other cases involved domestic violence. Director of Development and Engagement at Partners for Peace, Casey Falkingham, talked about the effects of domestic violence.
We know this is happening and it has devastating consequences to communities, and it can, in fact, sometimes lead to someone deciding to take the life of the individuals that they're in the relationship or in a family with.
If you or a loved one is dealing with domestic violence, you can reach out to Partners for Peace at their 24/7 hotline. That number is 800-863-9909. You can learn more by visiting our website, foxbangor.com.
3 people have been arrested in connection with alleged drug distribution from a home in Hamden. According to the MDEA, 31-year-old Dwayne Henry of Springfield, Massachusetts, is charged with trafficking in drugs. His bail was set at $5,000 cash. 31-year-old Andy Pacheco of Springfield, Massachusetts, is charged with aggravated drug trafficking due to the quantity of drugs seized. A 37-year-old Jessica Beal of Hamden is also charged with aggravated drug trafficking. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says over the past several months, drug agents and the Hamden Police Department have been investigating the group for allegedly distributing fentanyl and crack cocaine from a Ruth Avenue home. On Tuesday, they searched the home. Arno says they seized a handgun, approximately 80 grams of crack cocaine, 200 grams of fentanyl, and approximately $10,000 in suspected drug proceeds.
The Waldo County Sheriff's Office is investigating a tractor accident that killed one person in Northport last night. The Waldo County Dispatch Center received a 911 call around 7 p.m. Witnesses told deputies a loader going north on Atlantic Highway rolled backwards down the road before it left the side of the road and rolled over into a ditch. Officials say 62-year-old Scotty Richards of Northport was thrown from the loader and died as a result of his injuries. The cause of the accident remains under investigation.
Protesters appeared in front of the Augusta Civic Center early Wednesday morning as the Maine Department of Environmental Protection began a 2-day appeal hearing for Central Maine Power's Corridor project. Sierra Jordan was there.
In May of 2020, the Department of Environmental Protection approved a permit to allow Central Maine Power to construct a 145-mile high-voltage transmission line. This will send hydropower from Quebec to electricity customers in Massachusetts.
People of Maine don't want this. We don't benefit from it. Our forest is going to be torn up.
Anti-corridor advocates say the transmission line will have negative impacts on the environment, including damaging undeveloped forests and wildlife habitat, jeopardizing the creation of clean energy jobs, and more.
Cold water fisheries that are probably the best in the country, recreational opportunities, wildlife. It has enormous impacts in a really precious part of the state, and we just don't think it's the right place.
In 2020, 3 appeals were filed by the Natural Resources Council of Maine, Next Era Energy Resources, and the West Forks Group, but took more than a year for the BEP to review the appeal.
When the permit was awarded, we've appealed that. Why it's taken so long for them to hear our appeal, so that deserves an investigation all of its own.
Meanwhile, in last year's election, more than 60% of voters approved a ban on construction of the CMP corridor. It is now up to the Maine Supreme Judicial Court to determine whether the CMP corridor construction can continue.
They're ignoring the people's referendum. They're ignoring their own DEP suspended the permit.
Anti-corridor advocates stood in the hot sun right outside Augusta Civic Center holding signs that read, "Revoke CMP's permit, follow the law, Mainers voted no," and other messages.
We want the BEP to know that our opinion hasn't changed and we're watching them and we expect full transparency as they're making their determinations.
The BEP meeting is not over yet. It will continue tomorrow, July 21st, starting at 9 a.m. right here at the Augusta Civic Center. At the end of tomorrow's meeting, they will decide whether or not they will host a public hearing. In Augusta, I'm Sierra Jordan reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear about the probable link between avian flu and the uptick in seal strandings off the coast of Maine.
Before we go, here's a quick look at your forecast. Temperatures in the high 80s today. Partially sunny skies, a little bit of cloud coverage. Make sure to grab the sunscreen. That UV index will still be pretty high. Tonight, those strong thunderstorms do move in. A lot of wind will be in the area. Temperatures drop below 70 degrees. And tomorrow, we're creeping up closer to 90 with mostly sunny skies.
On
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Lincoln, is sponsored by Lincoln Color Center, serving the greater Lincoln area since 1967. Here to help you when you need kitchen cabinets and flooring for your home. Drinkwater's Variety, located at 663 West Broadway in Lincoln. Stop in today for lunch, dinner, ice cream, seafood, and so much more. And Gateway Title Services, founded in Lincoln in 1989. Residential, commercial, or land, Gateway Title closes it all. Gateway, the right way. We'll see you at the closing table.
Bathfitter doesn't just fit your bath. We fit your life. When a normal day is anything but normal, we fit your schedule with our unique tub-over-tub process installed in as little as a day. When high quality is the only quality that matters, we fit your standards with a lifetime guarantee. Bathfitter. It just fits.
Now, with $600 off a complete bath system, it fits your budget too. We've never had a promotion this big, so call or click now.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with French fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with French fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-headed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Hey, everyone, listen up. It's time to take back the summer.
Quit fall. It's time to sing along.
Oh, okay.
With your new summer playlist.
Time to bring the heat.
And dance. Into the summer night.
Fox is all new. Old.
Summer long.
What's the first thing you want to do when you take a bite of that? Take a second.
Big wow. That big wow.
Senate President Troy Jackson is speaking out after signs promoting false campaign slogans have been found around Aroostook County. This past weekend, Maine's GOP Twitter page posted signs that read, "Vote Troy Jackson, defund the police." This was followed by Maine GOP volunteers carrying identical signs during the Potato Blossom Festival in Fort Fairfield. Jackson says he noticed the signs during the family outing and referred to the GOP's action as, quote, a low blow, saying there is no truth to their claims.
I mean, I think anyone that knows me, including the people that are holding these signs or putting these signs out, knows that it's, not accurate. I mean, I've never fought to defund the police, never spoke about it. I mean, if anything, I've been on the other side of this issue.
We reached out to Maine GOP and have not received a response. Jackson's opponent, Representative Susan Bernard, released a statement that read, quote, "I'm running my campaign based solely on my background and record of support for Aroostook County. I did not pay for, approve, or even have any knowledge about those signs. It is not part of my campaign," end quote.
The Brewer Historical Society seeks to preserve historic anecdotes, but the nonprofit organization says they need help. AJ Douglas has the details.
We put the word out that we needed help, and a lot of people started to show up, but it's always needing just a little bit more.
The Brewer Historical Society has requested additional volunteer members to help them collect research for homes, professional buildings, and people. Mayor Michelle LaBrie Daniels says joining the team requires little commitment, as meetings are only scheduled once a month for 9 months out the year. Organizers are encouraging younger people to join as well.
We put the word out that we needed help, and a lot of people started to show up, but it's always needing just a little bit more. It's not a lot of time.
The younger people, they have time for looking on their Facebook phone and their phone, but how about spending maybe that hour doing something that is important to the community?
The nonprofit works to provide one high school student with a $1,000 scholarship through community fundraisers. The organization is working to complete a children's program that will educate middle schoolers by teaching them about Brewers history.
Most of them don't know that there was brick building here in Brewer, that there was the ice making here. So those are things that we'd like the children to learn and to grow up. And probably they'll educate their parents.
Anyone interested in joining the Brewer Historical Society is welcome to attend their next meeting, which is on September 12th, or email brewerhistoricalsociety@gmail.com.
In Brewer, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
And coming up after the break, communities in rural Maine will receive grant money to expand opportunities in the field of healthcare.
Plus, we'll hear about the expedition that occurred last month in Frenchman's Bay in order to study the amount of trash on the coastline. This and more local news when we return.
At Bouchard Cleaning, rebuilding and restoring means more than just another job. To us, it's about bringing back cherished memories, restoring unforgettable moments in time, and giving hope when all was thought to be lost. For over 35 years, our mission has remained the same. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
So why use Toyota service centers?
Well, you wouldn't use just any carpenter, would you?
This thing working? No.
Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Get your Toyota ready for that summer road trip. See your New England Toyota dealer for great service offers to help keep your Toyota dependable and fuel efficient all summer long. Toyota, let's go places.
Mom? Sometimes older parents need extra care.
Let me help with that, Mom. I better get this ambulance. Oh, no. Let me help with that. Let me help with that, Mom.
Let's give Mom some help. Find care for your mom and dad at care.com.
Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour. The must-see show of 2022. Saturday, July 23rd in Maine Saving Amphitheater. With special guest Ingrid Andress. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Keith Urban, the Speed of Now World Tour.
Your son is sick. I can help you.
Wipe everything clean.
I did what I did to save my son. But this is not who I am.
The Cleaning Lady. Watch the entire first season before new episodes this fall.
Medical provider training in rural Maine will be expanded thanks to a grant program unveiled yesterday. Governor Janet Mills announced she is providing $1.6 million through the Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan to expand opportunities for training for healthcare professionals and medical providers in rural communities. According to the release, Maine ranks among the lowest states in terms of graduate medical education opportunities. The initiative offers funding to support new expansions or develop of the new medical residency programs in underserved areas for new physicians. It will also support clinical training opportunities for students.
The federal government is launching an investigation into a high number of seal strandings off the coast of Maine that appear to be linked to avian influenza. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says these strandings began in June. 150 have been reported through Monday. The agency says most of the seals were found dead. NOAA says Friday it has declared an unusual mortality event about the strandings, which have affected harbor and gray seals. That declaration authorizes a federal investigation to try to determine the cause and minimize the deaths.
While most Mainers typically hope for sunny days, farmers are currently hoping for more rain. Dylan Holloway spoke to a third-generation farmer about what more showers could mean for their business.
The blueberry business is one of the biggest industries in the state of Maine. Courtney Hammond is a third-generation blueberry farmer and has been the manager of Lynch Hill Farm since 2016. He says last season the state had a near-record crop, but this year is more uncertain thanks to a lack of rain.
We had a need for some rain. We got some in the last couple of days, which was a big boon, but the month of July has been abnormally dry. We had less than an inch of rain for the entire month. Whereas last year, we were near 6 inches for the month of July leading up to the harvest.
Hammond, who runs the farm with his family, says if the rain doesn't come, it will ultimately cut into their farm gate profit.
The drought in 2020, reduced our crop by about 80%, and that had a huge impact on us.
He says last year's demand for blueberries was so high that Lynch Hill Farms has close to no inventory left over to sell.
I think a lot of people are finding out about the health benefits of the wild blueberries, both in the antioxidant levels that they contain, as well as some of the new research that's looking at cardiovascular benefits as well as brain health and the cognitive benefits of eating wild blueberries.
Hammond says it means a great deal to him to be able to carry on the legacy of his father and grandfather.
For our family and for a lot of families in Washington County, this is a way of life that we've known, and desperately trying to preserve that.
To learn more about Lynch Hill Farms, you can go to lynchhillfarms.com. More information on the benefits of blueberries can be found at wildblueberries.com. Reporting from Harrington, I'm Dylan Holloway for ABC7 and Fox 22.
The time is now 8:20.
Now let's bring in Devin Biggs with another look at our weekday forecast. It looks like it's going to be warming up a lot before the weekend.
Quite a bit. Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. A small craft advisory is in effect for the southwestern parts of the state, lasting until about 10 p.m. this evening. We have an area of low pressure that will be moving in, and it'll help to stir the ocean up for a good part of the region, though, which is why that is currently in effect. And of course, we got the heat issues as well. Southwestern parts of the state under a heat advisory lasting until about 8 p.m. later on this evening. For now, just a few clouds moving in from the west, going toward the east. We'll be watching for more of that moving in throughout the daytime today. Most of the day we will be dry until late afternoon to the evening time frame. This area of low pressure right here will track off towards the east, so we're talking strong to possibly severe thunderstorms in a few spots later on this afternoon to the evening time frame. Notice many of you head home from work, so be careful with that. Large hail and damaging winds cannot be ruled out. But again, wave heights at around 2 feet according to some of the buoys out there right now. Some areas up to 3 feet. We'll start seeing these increasing later on today, especially as the winds get gusty. And we're talking gusty winds in many areas reaching up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour today. And we'll start seeing those calming down tonight and in the morning period tomorrow, so this will not be lasting very long. So again, our average high is now 81 degrees and we'll be in the upper 80s to possibly lower 90s over the next few days. But some improvement by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as we fall back into the lower to middle 80s. But dew points will still be up in a few spots, though, so it'll feel humid out there. Next couple of days today and tomorrow we'll see dew points reaching for the middle to possibly upper 60s. Here's a legend right about in here. Then we'll fall back a little bit Friday, Saturday, and the parts of Sunday. Then late Sunday and Monday, dew points rising to possibly the 70s again before we fall back as we head towards your Tuesday. UVNX forecast for today as you have the door will be at an 8. That is considered very high. That means a burn time of around 15 minutes, so hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will be necessary as you head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. So moving forward for today, again, we may have a few areas of fog this morning that will get out of here. Will then become partly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon with more clouds moving in late and chances for strong to severe thunderstorms moving in by about 4 to 5 o'clock or so. Moving from the west to the east, and it'll fizzle out as they do. So once we get that through, we'll be done becoming partly cloudy after midnight. Some areas of fog will also develop in a few spots. So here's the risk right here, strong to possibly severe storms. In the yellow shade, that is a slight risk, a 2 out of 5 risk, with a 1 out of 5 and marginal risk farther down toward the south. So your forecast coming out for today, partly cloudy afternoon, thunderstorms late, highs in the upper 80s and south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 60s, scattered strong to severe thunderstorms possible early, then becoming partly cloudy late with areas of dense fog. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour early and then backing off. Already a Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. Small chance of storms as we head towards Friday afternoon. Saturday, we're partly cloudy. Highs in the low 90s, upper 80s by Sunday, mostly cloudy. Then more storms as we head towards Monday.
Space tight? Bob's has big ideas in small spaces, like this small space solution. Get the sofa, love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, and a rug, all 8 pieces for only $15.99. Bob's Discount Furniture is going small, and I know a thing or two about small.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy outside, soft interior, crispy chicken. There's really nothing like it.
Hey, I'm Alexa, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken itself. It is more than scrumptious. It is more than delicious. It is scrumptiddlyumptious. I know that's not a real word, but I love it.
ABC 7, Fox 22, Village Variety, and Glenburn Landscaping and Supply Company want to send you to see Papa Roach and Falling in Reverse live in concert on their Rockzilla Tour with special guests Hollywood Undead and Bad Wolves, Friday, July 29th at the Main Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at Village Variety in Glenburn and Glenburn Landscaping and Supply Company in Glenburn. Win tickets to see Papa Roach and Falling in Reverse, July 29th on the Bangor waterfront.
I heard about you. You're that smart kid.
Young Sheldon, boy genius, an origin story.
Yes, that's me.
A small-town boy.
Young man. Yes, you.
With supersonic hearing. Visionary vision.
Cheeky little Miwan, you know you don't belong there.
And a heightened sense of smell.
Ew. Put your shoes back on.
Young Sheldon, 5 times a week.
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
You can't smell this.
Yes, I can.
Get Bob's discount on furniture, on lamps, on chairs, on mattresses,
On rugs, too.
Get Bob's discount! Only at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Good morning, everyone. Well, the Major League Baseball draft finished up this week, and while he didn't hear his name called then, former Black Bear righty Matt Bouchard has found his next team. The Brewer grad has signed with the Miami Marlins as an undrafted free agent following a 6-year career in Orono. Bouchard led the entire conference with 9 saves in his final season with the Black Bears. He owned a 3-1 record with a 6.0 ERA in 30 innings and proved to be one of the most important pieces to Nick Durba's bullpen this past spring, and we will have more coverage of him as we go forward and hear about his tale to the pros. For now, though, we will stay on campus because summer workouts are underway for both Maine basketball teams. Earlier on Wednesday, Tyler Cruz caught up with Amy Vachon's crew as they start their preseason workouts.
Outside of the pit at the University of Maine, it is about 85 degrees in the shade. But if you go inside, that is where Maine women's basketball is just starting to put in the work to defend their title as America East regular season champs.
It's nice to be in the gym. You know, in the summer it can get long recruiting on the road, so it's nice to be able to come home and work out with some of our players that are here.
Everything's here. Like, you have the track, you have Laddie, the gym, you have the pit, and then you have the coaches at your disposal, so you're getting the most out of your summer.
The Black Bears have a few new faces out there, and Coach Amy Vachon says these early preseason days on campus are huge for their development.
It's good for them to be on campus and get familiar with how things work. You know, it's just good to get kids back, working out with each other.
It's others who are also taking a step into something a lot bigger than what they're used to, and going through the motions and just the workouts and lifts and everything is just so cool to be around such a great group of people.
Not everyone is back yet, but Vachon says she trusts that the players that are still home are on their grind like the rest of the team.
Our student athletes have shown that they do the work, whether it's here or at home, and so it's nice to have them here. I know the ones who aren't here are working hard, really just as hard at home.
While they're still months away from suiting up for their first game, during the summer is when they get to learn not only the playbook, but each other as well.
Finding the team chemistry, learning each other's weaknesses and each other's strengths, both finding the connection on and off the court so we can better ourselves for the season.
I think it's just like learning our offense. It has a lot of steps. It has a lot of reads to it. And even like I'm a senior now and I can learn something new every day.
And ever since they got to campus earlier this month, it's been all hoop.
Lots of basketball, getting ready for the season, lifting. Like I said, finding each other's strengths and weaknesses and just getting in the court, getting shots up, and working on our game.
Reporting from Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. And while we are talking UMaine, the team has made their latest roster move official. The 2022 Miss Maine Basketball and Gatorade Player of the Year winner, JC Christopher, is now a Black Bear. We'll hear more from her about the transfer from Boston to Maine in the coming days. For now, though, let's head down south for round 2 of the Maine Women's AM teeing off at Portland Country Club. The 2020 champ here, Ruby Haylock, began the day with a 7-shot lead over last year's champ, Bailey Plord. So let's begin on 5 here. Bailey knocking down a birdie putt to pick up a stroke and move to within 6 shots of the lead. Next, it's Ruby on number 6 with a great approach here, bounces it right near the hole And then it was Erin Holmes out of Valhalla. She started the day in third, able to save par on 7 with a tough putt. So we would go to 8. 2019 winner Jordan LaPlume from Dunegrass with a great chip there to get it close to the cup. She started the day tied for 4th, and staying on 8 here, Ruby in the bunker with a terrific punch out. Now, not too much changed as we go to the leaderboard now, but there is a smaller gap between Haylock at +2 and Plord with a +6. Holmes now sits in 3rd overall at 11 over. And finally, back to Mansfield Stadium we go. Day 2 of the Senior Little League Regional Tournament. It's still early, but a couple teams are already getting their noses out in front. Winners bracket matchup here between Pennsylvania and Rhode Island at Mansfield and Bangor. Top 5 is where we'll pick it up. Penn up by 1. Picture-perfect bunt from Ty Zeinal into the Bermuda Triangle to make it a 3-1 game. Rhodey would battle back, though, after a wild pitch scores 1. Liam Segal floats it into center field. This could be trouble. It is. Just find some green. And just like that, we are tied at 3. But Pennsylvania showing their toughness once again. This time, Carson Kratzer smokes one to left. RBI single puts Penn in front. They would go on to win it 5-3, so they maintain their spot in the winner's bracket as we head into day 3 on Thursday. We do that sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Magnolia Week is sizzling.
This is my dream.
Holy moly. With a Texas combo that'll knock you out.
A mac and cheese and barbecue brisket waffle. I'm here for this. I want one.
And Friday.
What are some tips to stay motivated and get things done?
Chip and Joe answer your burning questions.
And nothing is off the table. That's a pun. Next, Drew. Only on the Drew Barrymore Show.
At 3 on Fox 22. You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
It's Thursday, July 21st of 2022. Devin has your forecast coming up in just a moment.
Comedian John Lovitz is 65 today.
Hampton Academy and University of Maine grad and retired Major League Baseball shortstop Mike Bordick is 57 years old today. He played with the Oakland Athletics, Baltimore Orioles, New York Mets, and Toronto Blue Jays.
And today is Get to Know Your Customers Day. It's Invite an Alien to Live With You Day and a summer favorite, National Junk Food Day.
Ooh, all right. Favorite junk food?
Burgers.
Burgers? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's considered junk food.
Yeah.
I can see that.
And that was actually an easy decision for me to make. Or Chinese food. Like
Chinese
all
food.
sorts
Can't
of
go wrong with
variety
that.
there. Yeah.
I feel like if I had to choose, like when I think of junk food, I think of like Doritos.
I had a bunch of Doritos last night as I was making dinner, of course, and then I
knew
didn't
I'd
finish
get you
my
on
dinner.
that one.
Yeah, you got me.
Well, the good thing is, if you're inviting an alien in today for the national holidays, make sure to grab him a nice snack and enjoy the National Junk Food Day because we know that the world is full of it.
Right, and if the alien's your customer, like we
You're good to
covered
go.
we covered all the holidays.
Hit all the national holidays on Thursday. We love that. Temperatures are getting in the high 80s today, and they're going to be reaching 90 by this weekend. Let's throw it over to meteorologist Devin Biggs. He has another check of that forecast.
Good morning, Devin.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Happy Thursday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland, Thomas, and Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. Already, we have a small area of the state under a small craft advisory that's going to be lasting until about 10 p.m. this evening. Some higher surf alert will be possible for those areas, which is why that's been issued. Otherwise, though, it's the southwestern corner of the state under a heat advisory, and that'll last until 8 p.m. this evening when things start to cool off a little bit. But for now, though, we're looking pretty decent out there, though. We're going to stay dry for most of the day under a partly cloudy sky, watching out for strong and possibly severe thunderstorms in the late afternoon to the evening period as well, as this area of low pressure right about in here moves from the west to the east, a strong area right about in here. So once we get this through, we'll need to keep an eye on this, so this will cause some trouble for us in a few areas tonight. So Futurecast showing any fog this morning getting out of here. There's that chance for strong to severe thunderstorms late afternoon, about 4, 5, 6 o'clock. We'll start seeing that moving in. Then, of course, by around later this evening, we'll start seeing some of that tapering off. But again, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning into the afternoon period, overall becoming partly cloudy, getting very warm, temperatures in the upper 80s. The storms are right by the late afternoon to the evening time frame. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Joe and Emma.
Thank you, Devin.
An expedition off the coast of Bar Harbor removed close to 5,000 pounds of trash at the end of June. Ocean Conservancy's Global Gear Initiative partnered with the Rosalia Project, along with volunteers from the Maine Island Trail Association.
The goal was to remove abandoned, lost, and discarded fishing gear from remote islands in the Gulf of Maine. The team traveled to the outer Bar Island in Goldsboro to rid the area of the so-called ghost gear.
Ocean Conservancy's research shows that ghost gear is the most harmful type of marine debris to ocean life. And the second is it can really impact fishers negatively from an economic vantage point. Ghost gear can continue to fish and capture valuable fish stocks, as well as degrade important marine habitats that fish rely on for their survival.
According to the release, research indicates ghost fishing gear makes up 46 to 70% of all floating macroplastics by ocean gyres by weight. Now, it's estimated that 20 to 25% of lobster pots are lost annually.
In Maine alone, 3 million pots are set every year, which means potentially 600,000 pieces of ghost gear are trapped in Maine waters annually. For more information, check out foxbangor.com.
Locals visited Thomas Hill's standpipe in Bangor to enjoy seasonal tours of the historic structure.
Stephanie Wittenbach visited on yesterday, and has more.
The Bangor Water District has a tight-knit community of employees, and every year some of them volunteer to give tours of Thomas Hill Standpipe, which is available to the public. On Wednesday, they featured their summer tour.
The Thomas Hill Standpipe is one of the reasons why I came to work for Bangor Water District.
Engineer Josh Saucier says the water inside the standpipe supplies drinking water to the city of Bangor. Saucier says it comes from Floods Pond in Otis. He says the standpipe stands at 110 feet tall and is 85 feet in diameter and is recognized as a National Historic Landmark. Many families came out to see the standpipe, and some for the first time.
It is really exciting. I've never been up here for a million days, long time since I've been up here.
Saucier says over 350 people made it out Wednesday afternoon, and he's excited for the tours to come.
So right above me, you can see the sign. It says that the standpipe holds 1,750,000 gallons of water. But I actually spoke with one of the experts here who works for Bangor Water District and says that the actual amount is 1,500,000 gallons. And the next tour, reminder, is October 5th. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Here's a look at some of the upbeat stories making headlines today.
Ever since Russia struck Natalie Pasternak's neighborhood in Kharkiv, Ukraine, she's been rescuing cats. Pasternak says she doesn't know why she does it, but feels the cats are defenseless. To pay for the extra food, she mends clothes and does odd jobs. Pasternak says the cats stay with her all the time now, and she can't keep them away. The Avengers have assembled at Disneyland Paris, the first Marvel-themed universe in Europe, now open. New recruits get a first-hand look at Earth's mightiest heroes on 2 attractions, Flight Force and Spider-Man Web Adventure. The Slumu Institute in New York is now open. It was created in 2019 by Sarah Schiller and Karen Rabinovitz, who found slime helped her relieve grief. Schiller says slime, made of glue, lotion, or clay, taps into all the senses and releases endorphins that make the brain feel good. She says Slow-Mo is a place of squishy joy. And sculptors will be making waves this weekend at the Revere Beach International Sand Sculpting Festival in Massachusetts. This year's theme is Wonders of the World and will feature designs from 24 artists. Organizers expect over 1 million people will attend the free 3-day event. And those are some of the other stories making headlines on ABC7.
Still to come here this morning, we'll have a recap from the 2022 ESPY Awards.
But first, here's a quick look at your forecast. A high of 87 degrees today. Partially sunny skies. The clouds will be a major factor today, but the UV index will still be high. Tonight, strong thunderstorms move in the area. Temperatures drop below 70 degrees. And tomorrow, we are getting close to 90 degrees up here in Maine with mostly sunny skies.
People today, they could spend half their lives over 50.
I get used to this.
So that's good. Make sure your happiness lives as long as you do. That's why the younger you are, the more you need AARP. Join today.
Please join us for the second annual Kevin Call Jr. Truck and Tractor Pull, sponsored by Bangor Motorsports, located at the Penobscot Snowmobile Club in Herman. Gates open at 10 a.m. on July 23rd. Admission $10. Children 12 and under are free. We will have full concessions and apparel for sale, as well as raffle tickets for your chance to win a 2023 Skidoo Renegade. Enjoy 10-plus classes of pulling, including trucks, tractors, and even semis. Brought to us by the Maine State Truck and Tractor Pullers Association. Visit Sled Herman on Facebook for more info.
I've been having foot pain for at least 10 years. The first day I put the key boot on, I could tell the difference. My pain level has been so much better. I was amazed. The key boots made it possible for me to actually walk without pain. I can go shopping, walking around the store without wanting to cry. I mean, I feel like dancing sometimes. The key boots made all the difference. Very happy with it. Comfort shoes, it's just changed my life.
Should Viagra or Cialis really cost hundreds of dollars? We don't think so. Get generic Viagra or Cialis starting at under $1 per tablet. Call 800-576-1538. We buy generic meds direct, so there's no pharmacy markups or doctor office costs. Just fill out a brief survey, and if appropriate, you'll get the lowest prices available. Your consultation is free, there's no doctor office visits, and your shipping is always free. Call 800-576-1538. Again, 800-576-1538.
Find half-off deals today and save money by going to foxbangor.com.
The $1 Million Music Guessing Game is back.
Beat Shazam!
With the best dad and daughter team.
Dad, do not embarrass me.
Beat Shazam, part of $1 Million Music Mondays on Fox.
The Harper Boys are broing it up and crushing it with bromance. 2.5 Men, 5 nights a week.
On Fox 22.
We were all blinded by the lights last night at the most dazzling night of the year for the world of sports. The 2022 ESPYs were presented at the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles.
ABC's Will Gantz has the highlights.
A singing Steph Curry.
Steph finally made it.
Hitting all the right notes as ESPY's host, fresh off his 4th NBA championship.
So many champions, so many potential Dancing with the Stars contestants.
Steph's family there at the Dolby Theater in L.A. to cheer on Dad. Billie Jean King taking to the stage to celebrate the anniversary of Title IX.
50 years ago, women took to the street, to the courthouse, to the courts to continue our fight for gender equality.
Surrounded by fierce female athletes, including Megan Rapinoe.
We're not your charity. We're not your measuring stick for whatever version of masculinity. And we are certainly not the shield you use to deny college athletes equal pay or trans kids equal rights.
The award show rebounding from moments of levity.
Chloe, let me tell you this. Chloe Kim, I knew you was going to be successful. You know why? Because you have 2 Kardashian names in your name.
To moments that tackled more serious issues, like Brittany Griner's detainment in Russia.
We cannot stop fighting for her.
And a standing ovation for Dick Vitale, winning the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance.
Just remember, perseverance plus passion plus pride equals win in the game of life. God bless. Thank you.
By the way, that speech from Dick Vitale, just under 20 minutes long. Other big awards, swimmer Katie Ledecky winning Women's Sports Athlete of the Year, and baseball pitcher Shohei Ohtani winning for men's sports, and the Golden State Warriors winning Best Team.
A father and son duo garner international attention thanks to their drought discoveries on Lake Mead. Adrian Montero Sr. and his son, Adrian Montero Jr., run Sin City Outdoors and document some of their findings while on Lake Mead. The pair's YouTube page became flooded with views after bodies started surfacing as the lake's water level dropped.
So far, the Monteros have mostly found sunken boats or barrels, but say they aren't surprised by their newfound viewers. Between the potential mob connections and sheer curiosity, people from around the world are tuning in to see what they discover next.
We are definitely using the high amount of views right now to teach conservation and the things we really believe in. We're trying to incorporate it in our videos.
I would love to see this place, one day turn to what it once was, a nice, great, full lake.
The Monteros warn that the lake is still dangerous, even taking time to document some of the rescues they've helped with, and warn people to be cautious while adventuring.
And after the break, we have your Pet of the Week.
We'll be right back.
You got 100 points.
Have you been moisturizing? Just sunscreen. That's 50 points.
With AARP rewards, anyone can earn points.
Who's got 200 points?
You've got 200 points.
It's the free loyalty program that rewards you.
They're ready for you.
That's 300 points.
And helps your money, health, and happiness live longer.
By these times, 200 points.
Start earning and redeeming points today.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Welcome to Rebecca's. For over 30 years, we've been serving our local customers in downtown Bangor, and we invite you to explore our historic shop.
Rebecca's carries many Maine-made products from local artisans. Perhaps you need a gift basket for your next celebration. We'll be glad to help. From blueberry ceramic dishes, gourmet foods featuring Stonewall Kitchen, fine wines to antique dishes and furniture. You're sure to find that perfect gift.
We hope to see you soon at Rebecca's.
Shark Locker and Margaritaville Tequila present Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band. Life on the Flip Side Tour 2022 Redux. One night only at Maine Savings Amphitheater, August 2nd. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Don't miss Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band, August 2nd. Presented by Margaritaville Tequila and Land Shark Lager.
The Pet of the Week is brought to you by Riptide Smoke Shop in Belfast.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining us with our weekly Pet of the Week. It is Kitten Mania here on Good Morning Maine. We are joined by Catherine Ravenscraft from the Bangor Humane Society. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning. Thank you. I know she's not really living up to like kitten chaos, right?
It's kind of nice, though.
It is.
We don't need to wrangle them around too much.
She's just a delightful little girl. Look how curious she is. She sees herself in the monitor.
She is photogenic.
She is. I had her out in the car this morning because I was with someone so I could take her out of her kennel, and she was just looking around at everything going by and was super curious. Yeah, she's a sweetheart. So this is Tonks. Tonks is actually adopted, so full disclosure, she has already been adopted, but we asked the owners if it was okay for us to still bring her on Pet of the Week to visit you all this morning, because we really wanted to take a minute to talk about kitten season. I personally had never heard that phrase before I started working in animal welfare, but it is exactly as it sounds. There are certain times of the year that animals tend to have babies, cats included, and that's from spring to early to mid-fall. And so kitten season means that there are dozens and dozens, sometimes hundreds of kittens that are born and find their way to the Humane Society. At one time, probably a couple of weeks ago, we had over 70 kittens in foster care.
Wow. That is a lot of kittens.
It's a lot of kittens.
Talk about mayhem.
Yeah, exactly. Little curtain climbers. Yeah. Oh, the mess they make in their kennel. Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, we had a huge pet adoption event at PetSmart last week, and all of the kittens that were ready to go were adopted at that event, and Tonks was one of them. The only reason that she and many of her friends stayed behind is because she's waiting for spay surgery. Because, as we've talked about before, Maine state law says that every dog and cat that leaves our shelter has to be spayed or neutered before it goes. So before she can go home to her rightful new forever family, she's got to have that done.
Absolutely.
So yeah, kitten season is, we get calls all the time. When are you going to have more kittens? We understand completely that it is a very competitive process. Everyone wants a kitten.
Yep.
And the best way to get one is to be in the building when they go up for adoption. That's the bottom line. We don't have any way to hold them. We have, you can imagine there are literally hundreds of folks that walk in or call or email. We don't have the capacity to make outgoing phone calls to say, hey, this litter of kittens is going up for adoption.
Yeah.
If they're on the website, and we post everyone, if they're on the website, they're available. If they're not on the website, they're adopted, or they're not available yet. So your best bet is to visit as often as you can, and hopefully be on site when they actually go up for adoption.
So
and
how
for
much
inside
longer?
information, volunteer maybe.
Yeah,
volunteer.
Maybe.
You can maybe you can get up. Maybe someone can say, hey, they're going up. In a couple weeks.
If you're around, I like the way you think, but we
little
do
business side of things.
We do try to keep the process as democratic as possible, so even our volunteers don't necessarily get first in line. But if they're on site when they go up for adoption,
just saying, there's timeliness in a lot of this.
Exactly. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, I just can't get over how nicely she's just sitting here.
Is comfy.
She really is. She's nice and cozy.
So how much longer would you say kitten season is, and how these adoption processes will be going on?
Yeah, we're just at not even the midway point at this point in the year. So like I said, we've still got over 50 of them in foster care. There are more coming in all the time. We anticipate it'll go through October, maybe early November, depending on how many kittens we get.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So how old do they need to be in order to get spayed so they can go home?
They need to be at least 8 weeks and 2 pounds.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And once they hit those benchmarks, then we go ahead and get them spayed and get them out the door.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, we do love kitten season here on Good Morning Maine. Catherine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It has been a pleasure. You have been an adorable delight. Don't move. You can stay right there. You get a new home coming. If you're interested in adopting any kittens, head over to the Bangor Humane Society's website. As Catherine said, all the adoptions will be placed right there. Here's Devin Biggs with another look at your forecast.
Thank you very much, Joe and Emma. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Shepherd Toyota, your hometown connection for Toyota cars and trucks. Easy to find on Route 1 Rockland Thomason Town Line. Shepherd Toyota has a great selection of new and previously loved vehicles. At Shepherd Toyota, they don't sell you a car, they help you buy one. Come experience the Shepherd difference today. A small craft advisory is in effect for the southwestern parts of the state, lasting until about 10 p.m. this evening. We have an area of low pressure that will be moving in, and it'll help to stir the ocean up for a good part of the region, though, which is why that is currently in effect. And of course, we got the heat issues as well. Southwestern parts of the state under a heat advisory lasting until about 8 p.m. later on this evening. For now, just a few clouds moving in from the west, going toward the east. We'll be watching for more of that moving in throughout the daytime today. Most of the day we will be dry until late afternoon to the evening time frame. This area of low pressure right here will track off towards the east, so we're talking strong to possibly severe thunderstorms in a few spots later on this afternoon to the evening time frame. Notice many of you head home from work, so be careful with that. Large hail and damaging winds cannot be ruled out. But again, wave heights at around 2 feet according to some of the buoys out there right now. Some areas up to 3 feet. We'll start seeing these increasing later on today, especially as the winds get gusty. And we're talking gusty winds in many areas areas reaching up to about 20 to 25 miles per hour today. And we'll start seeing those calming down tonight and in the morning period tomorrow, so this will not be lasting very long. So again, our average high is now 81 degrees and we'll be in the upper 80s to possibly lower 90s over the next few days, but some improvement by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday as we fall back into the lower to middle 80s. But dew points will still be up in a few spots, though, so it'll feel humid out there. Next couple of days today and tomorrow, we'll see dew points reaching for the middle to possibly upper 60s. Here's a legend right about in here. Then we'll fall back a little bit Friday, Saturday, and the parts of Sunday. Then late Sunday and Monday, dew points rising to possibly the 70s again before we fall back as we head towards your Tuesday. UVNX forecast for today as you have the door will be at an 8. That is considered very high. That means a burn time of around 15 minutes, so hats, sunglasses, sunscreen, and shade will be necessary as you head out the door to avoid a bad sunburn. So moving forward for today, again, we may have a few areas of fog this morning that will get out of here. Will then become partly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon with more clouds moving in late and chances for strong to severe thunderstorms moving in by about 4 to 5 o'clock or so. Moving from the west to the east, and it'll fizzle out as they do, so once we get that through, we'll be done becoming partly cloudy after midnight. Some areas of fog will also develop in a few spots. So here's the risk right here, strong to possibly severe storms. In the yellow shade, that is a slight risk, a 2 out of 5 risk, with a 1 out of 5 and marginal risk farther down toward the south. So your forecast coming out for today, partly cloudy afternoon, thunderstorms late, highs in the upper 80s and south wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Later on tonight, upper 60s, scattered strong to severe thunderstorms possible early, then becoming partly cloudy late with areas of dense fog. South wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour early and then backing off. Already a Shepherd Toyota extended forecast. Small chance of storms as we head towards Friday afternoon. Saturday, we're partly cloudy. Highs in the low 90s, upper 80s by Sunday, mostly cloudy. Then more storms as we head towards Monday.
Next up to bat for the next homies, Luke. Don't strike out this year when selling your home. Hit a home run. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience today.
You don't just go to work. You do the work. And it shows. You're committed to training and inspiring others. And you play as hard as you work. For that, you need a vehicle as strong as you are to get you where you want to go. Dedication. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
Make the most of your waterfront with a ShoreMaster dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. ShoreMaster docks and boat lifts have been the trusted choice for decades. When you choose ShoreMaster, you get the expert product knowledge and first-class service you've come to expect from Hammond Lumber. Hammond is the country's largest stocking dealer of ShoreMaster products, so you don't have to wait to get the dock system you want. And Hammond offers statewide delivery and professional service after the sale. Get started on your dream waterfront today with ShoreMaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
I work long hours to provide for my family, but with runaway inflation, it's getting harder to make ends meet. Instead of lowering costs for families, Washington liberals are attacking America's tech innovators. That's the wrong agenda at the wrong time. The left's bill will destroy jobs, make China stronger, and America weaker. Working people like me will pay the price. No Republican senator should support this liberal agenda. Tell Senate conservatives to reject the left's bill.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Remember growing up and helping Mom make chocolate chip cookies? As soon as she would look the other way, you'd reach into the bowl and grab a fingerful of raw dough. Was that ever good? These days, that's considered a no-no since the batter has raw egg in it. Since we don't want to let that get in the way of our childhood memories, we came up with a cookie dough that's safe to eat and is Mom approved. Just like Mom did, we start by beating some butter and brown sugar together until it's creamy. To that, we add in some flour, a pinch of salt, and a splash of vanilla. Once this comes together, we slowly mix in a couple of tablespoons of milk. And since the best part is the add-ins, we add in some chocolate and peanut butter chips. Of course, if you rather add a chunked up candy bar, nonpareils, or whatever your favorites are, go ahead. because now you can eat raw cookie dough without the worry or without getting your hand slapped. Maybe make a batch or two so you can serve it whenever the kids or grandkids want something really fun. To get the recipe, visit our website and type in cookie dough bites. It's that easy. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a very trendy and very tasty